is to put ourselves in the best success. A trading routine does that, builds that habit, lets you know what to work on, what to reflect on, and what to improve on the next day.
Good afternoon, friends and traders. Welcome to Founder and CEO Q&A. My name is Dan Hodgman, and as always, sitting down with CEO and founder of Topstep, Michael Patak. Michael, how are you?
I'm doing great, Danny. How are you? Happy end of the trading day.
Good. Your microphone just got fuzzy there for a second, came back in. You sound good. Before we dive into everything, I think timing is everything. Sitting down with you here today. We know we've had a couple issues recently with Tradevate. If you want to talk about that, I know you've got some stuff to say.
Yeah, no, when you work with third-party providers and partners and vendors and service providers and all that, you're always at the mercy of whatever their system is going through. Tradevate had a big issue. What was it? What day was that? Monday? Tuesday. Sorry, Tuesday morning. Yeah, and happened to all of our live traders, all of our folks in the trading combine, and it's a tough one, and we try to get our communication out as quickly as possible. So hopefully everybody appreciates that. And our whole goal is always to make sure we can make things good. And we did that by providing a free reset and by providing what we call a delete a day here internally at Topstep, which we provided as a feature for everybody that basically was up on their account on their evaluation be in the trading combine. They were able to get that day removed, so therefore you didn't lose any progress. Now I know you probably lost the morning trade, which is it's always disheartening, and it was a Tuesday trade, so Tuesdays are sometimes pretty busy, but in general we weren't the only ones experiencing this. Anybody who supports Tradevate had the exact same issue, and Tradevate was quite overwhelmed. All that being said, it's the nature of the beast when you're trading. We all trade on trading software, and you could be in a position and your Comcast, your internet, or Xfinity, whatever internet provider you have, could go out at any second, or the power could go out. These are all out of our controls. When things are out of your control, it is painful because we are traders and everything is in our control because that's the game of trading. So I understand. Hopefully everything we did to make good with the thousands of folks that we gave a free reset to and the delete a day to. Hopefully you know that we care, we hear you, and we want to keep you progressing here at Topstep wherever you are and trading with us at.
Awesome. Thanks for touching that. And, we have some questions that came in regarding that. Obviously, if you do have issues or you haven't seen that email, reach out to support@topstep.com. They will be more than happy to help you. Kick-ass team that was really on top of it this week. And I want to touch on that as well, because we did have a question come in about broker desk training. Every one of our support reps, they know how to access these platforms, help you out with your positions. To be completely honest with you, not only did we not have access, we had a hard time with Tradevate trying to gain their access to our accounts as well. And this was not just on the simulated side, this was on the live side as well. So it was, it was a all hands on deck, and our team is here to help with that type of stuff. So with that being said, Michael, let's talk about some of the good stuff. But first and foremost, if you have questions, please drop them in the chat. We have a phenomenal team in there. They will be helping answering as we go. Michael, I will try and bring as many questions to him throughout this as we go as well. We're going to try and wrap things up around 3:30. So if we didn't get to your question today, you can always email support@topstep.com. We are live multiple hours a day with John Hoagland and many others. And John is probably one of the most engaged guys you'll find on the internet when it comes to answering questions while he's streaming. And it doesn't matter what the question is. So if we don't get it, you can ask him. Support@topstep.com. You can ask them. There's phenomenal people out there that are willing to help answer these questions. All right. So Michael, we got some big stuff happening as well. That's exciting.
Yeah. And the exciting stuff we announced Quant Tower. So that's a new trading platform that we are now making available here at Topstep. It's not a new trading platform in general, but it's a new trading platform that we're making available here at Topstep. definitely want anybody who's kind of exploring, maybe I should try a different platform, or if you're trying something new, or you're looking for something new, give Quant Tower a shot. I mean, this has all the premium features. We got a good partnership with them, and they're providing these. Dan, you got the list for this? I think it is. I have it behind here.
TPO profile charting.
Yep.
The dome surface, which if you didn't see this email, go check it out. One of our performance coaches, Robert Cooney, did a really cool walkthrough. When I first hear dome, I think depth of market. I think of just that ladder up and down. Quant Tower provides something totally different with a ton of historical data on it. Check it out. That one's really cool. Some volume analysis tools. For me as a trader, volume is the only true fact that we get in trading is we get volume in the futures side. Futures is one of the few places you get true, honest volume. And there are a ton of videos on our YouTube for it. So make sure you're checking all that out, because this is a really cool platform.
Yeah. So that's
old school.
That's a new...
I don't like new platforms, but I like this one.
I do like this one too. And I'm still on my old platform that I've had since 2004. So yeah. So to each their own on what platform you want, but definitely check out this platform for all you folks that are trying something new or want to just explore a different way in which to execute your trades.
Absolutely. All right. So Michael, we have some coaching stuff going on.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have recognized all the free coaching that we got going on at Topstep. We are bringing on new coaches. These are experienced coaches. We already have experienced coaches. We have a deep bench, probably a deeper bench than any other company that is in the funding space. We've started in the pits. We have been around trading. Some of us have been around trading since the day we were born, Hodgman, and John Hoagland, I would say. Eddie Horn's been in the business forever. We got Robert Cooney as a coach. We got Jack Doherty Sr. as a coach. We have other coaches that we are interviewing right now. Okay, why do we provide these coaches? Well, for one, nobody else does this. And we always want to put our traders in the best position possible. And we also want to differentiate ourselves a bit than anybody else. We're not here to have you roll the dice and get lucky. We are here to create consistent, profitable, and disciplined traders. How do you do that? Well, no different than getting up to the plate, swinging as a baseball player. You have a coach in the dugout. The coach in the dugout, if you strike out, will give you a couple tips and pointers, or maybe not say anything depending on the situation. But to have a coach in your dugout, kind of keep your shoulder up, Danny, and lay off the curveball. You're not any good, that kind of stuff. And they're able to see your trade reports. They're able to let you, you could vent to them. The markets are beating me up. I'm spinning my wheels. And then the coach say, you know what I hear you saying? I hear you saying this, and this. Sounds like you have like a fear of missing out, or tell me more about this. Looking at your trade reports, he's like, it shows that you have some type of over trading, and then it kills your days. And the days that you don't overtrade, you do well. You have these real legit conversations that, again, nobody else provides. No brokerages provide this. Your personal brokerage, you call them, they're not really going to provide any of this type of stuff. Topstep does this for free. And we do this to anybody who's trading with Topstep. Anybody who's trading with Topstep. That's why we're hiring and bringing on and interviewing more coaches, because a lot of traders need that connection. A lot of traders need that feedback, and feedback as a trader, a growth-minded trader, you're going to keep improving. So long-winded, short answers. We got free coaching for everybody that is trading with Topstep. So not only are you going to have the opportunity to earn funding, we're going to help you develop at a quicker speed and shorten that learning curve. And we're going to have the ability for you to talk to another trader and connect with them. There's no judgment here. When that trader is going to see you trade or see your trade reports. And even if you have trade reports that are bombing and you're not doing well, you can't find consistency. Guess what? You're a great candidate to be coached. So all that being said, take advantage of this. It's completely free. There are emails that go out about it. I think you can go, Danny, where you can go to the website too, and free coaching.
Yep.
You can click
There's
there.
a coaching tab right up top.
If you can't find any of this, just email support@Topstep. Hey, you want free coaching? Send a kick-ass coach my way, and we will fire one over your way with a link to join them on a calendar. You have a few sessions with them, and hopefully, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. They're going to tell you things, it is up to you. You get what you put into it. What's that whole line? And this is definitely what you get in coaching, is the more you put into it, the more our coaches are able to help. And then that's when you really start improving as a trader.
Absolutely. And we have something coming up on March 23rd.
Yeah. I'm joining the coaches in the open office hours. So our coaches also have open office hours, and I definitely would love everybody to join and engage and work with other traders in our Discord. But while you're in Discord, you can jump into the office hours, and our coaches our coaches are in there. You can ask questions. You can kind of hear what it's like to get coached, because there's a group of folks in there. I was in there today. I'll be in there on the 23rd. We talked about risk management today. We shared some situations. We asked questions to other traders on how they manage risk, how they reset themselves mindset wise. That was one of the big ones. And then the basic foundation of just risk management, and to be a great risk manager is to be a great trader. So when you say you want to be a great trader, you really have to be a great risk manager. That was the conversation today. And we were able to talk about the traders that our coaches have coached. They've talked about them. They are not naming names, but you're able to be a fly on the wall going in there to get a feel for it before you ever want to sign up on their calendar to do one-on-one with them. So office hours is great. That's every week, I believe. And the next one I'll be on is the 23rd. So definitely join me if you don't want to fully buy into, hey, I want to jump into the coaching and talk to a coach right now. Maybe you're a little timid. I don't know how to do this. Jump into office hours and you get a feel for it.
And you can find that right on our Discord channel. If you have, again, a hard time finding that, support@topstep.com. Anything that you're struggling with, you can always email support@topstep.com. Our support team will get you the content needed, the directions needed, or at least point you in the right direction to someone that can help. So please take advantage of that. I know we're already a couple minutes into this, but we do have a couple updates. We've got Topstep TV coming, Michael.
What was that, Danny?
Cool.
What's it called?
Topstep TV.
Rolls off your tongue, doesn't it? Yeah, Topstep TV. Very, very cool stuff. Again, another big investment Topstep is making is to provide education right there, real time, live, and I wouldn't say almost all day, but don't quote me on that. But it's going to be quite a bit of the day that you'll be able to tune in. 3 hours a day. How many?
2 to 3 hours a day with
3 hours.
Many segments. We've got, famous performance coach Jared Tendler that's on there with John quite a bit. You got the Hogue.
You got Hoagland, Tendler will be on there. You got I'll be dropping in on there, and this isn't just like shoot the breeze. This is like, here's what's happening, breaking news. I'm looking at the markets right here. I'm always looking at the markets. We'll talk about the markets. What happened today? Fed Powell speaking in 5 minutes. Okay, traders, check it out. Be ready for for the chairman. He's going to talk about the markets are expecting this. Oh, why is the market selling off? Because he's talking about more aggressive, blah, blah, blah. And maybe even throwing out shout outs to traders that are in the program, whatever step you are, at funded level you are, taking payouts or putting up profits for the day. You may hear your name talked about. All this kind of stuff is going to keep the evolution of Topstep TV is starting. The genesis of it is this month. And we will kick it off, and we will, just like any good trader does, we will learn as we go, and we will make improvements. So we are funneling and directing and giving you the most educational and engaging and exciting experience in a way that we're, again, pushing you and moving you and nudging you forward towards getting funded, staying funded, and literally taking consistent payouts, because those are the traders we're trying to get continually moving. And again, with free coaching, we're here to do all those same things. And with Topstep TV, we're here to do all the same things. So these are our investments into our community, and we're going to continue to make these investments and get very good at what we're doing to help you become a better trader with healthier habits. This is all exciting. I would love to be a new trader starting all over and have an opportunity like this. And that's what we always think about. Like, if we started all over, what could help us become better traders? And then we whiteboard this, and we have our Zoom calls, and then we get a plan together. So Topstep TV and free coaching is the two big things that we are investing in this year. So definitely take advantage of this.
Absolutely. I want to get into the questions here, but we have one thing I want to mention. In the next couple months, you have seen Topstep the last few months have made some, I think, pretty exciting changes. We have more exciting changes coming up. So please stay tuned. Watch those emails.
Yeah.
Watch TV. You may see some stuff on television. Who knows?
Maybe
Maybe
you may see
Topstep
something.
TV.
You may see something outside of Topstep TV on TV.
So,
or you'll see a more simplified funding opportunity or funding path coming up, staying very high level without spilling the beans, even though you could probably read between the lines. And then for those that have a few different strategies, we have another great opportunity for you to get funded with all those few different strategies. So all that being said, just like last year, we had a great drumbeat of great, exciting new things that we are improving in the program or introducing to the program. These are going to be a bit of that, and we're going to keep that drumbeat going the rest of the year. So that's our way of making sure that our funding opportunity is the best funding opportunity. And it's also our way of making sure that we have a development and community side of Topstep that you all find the most benefit in. However you want to do that. And those options that I mentioned earlier are some new options for you.
Awesome. All right. So Michael, we've had something kind of come up in the questions in the chat. We've seen a couple other places, questions about an OCO. And I really want to kind of answer this one.
What's an OCO, Danny?
It's an automated system. Basically, it automatically, when you put your trade on, it enters a stop and a take profit on your trade. This has come up a few times. I just want to explain how an OCO works. The way they work, or they're called an auto OCO in some platforms, and the way it works, or in Tradevate, they call it a bracket.
But also it's called order cancels order.
Order cancels order. Thank you. So the way it works essentially is when you put on a trade, you have to have that functionality turned on. Yep. That functionality is able to be modified. Once you're in the trade, you can click and drag, you can move those stops and take profits anywhere you want. But to have access to the OCO or to the brackets, they have to be turned on ahead of time. In our YouTube channel, I know because I did the video and it may have been fixed since then. There is a tutorial on how to turn on brackets in Tradevate. So if you have questions about how to turn that on and how that functionality works, it's simple. You'll see a settings option either in the chart or in the dome, and you can go in there, you click settings, click brackets. You can set your brackets, whether it's a points or ticks or money value, and then you can click and drag that once that trade's on. So you can definitely have it. You just cannot turn it on in any platform after that trade has been executed.
Yep. So turn it on before. Mine was always set at 17 ticks to 10. That's 1.7 to 1 risk reward ratio. So find yours. I think it's one of the most important order types that every trader should get to know and use, because it's very important for you to put yourself and bracket your risk. We see a lot of folks that move their stops. We see a lot of people that don't have profit targets. Getting into the trade's not terribly hard. It's getting out of the trade is the hard part. Where do I get out? No, you need to know all that before you get into a trade. And I talk like pretty direct when it comes to trading, because it's pretty foundationally speaking, is risk management. And order cancels order, auto OCO. I go to work, price of 80, and I have a 17 tick to 10 tick. 17 profits. And right when that 80s get hit, 97 targets go in there, and then 70s stop. I know I'm 17 to 1, and I want to let that trade play out. I don't want to get in the way of that trade, because all the reasons that got me into that trade are still valid. Let that trade play out. Hopefully it hits your profit target, and we don't like to hope, but that the plan is you following your plan, and then you keep consistently always following your plan with an auto OCO, you will have a consistent risk to reward, average winner and average loser. And that's really about you getting really good at your entries, because you already got your exits put together.
Awesome. Thanks for getting that one, Michael. All right. So this first question, I think this is a great question. Mm-hmm. Thanks for giving me the opportunity. Having successfully passed the combine and going into the pro account, I personally feel it's unfair to restrict us to 40% rule. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, consistency matters. And also when you pass the trading combine, it is your decision on what path you would like to go on. I did mention earlier, there was going to be a simplified path. we're simplifying this, and we're going to be creating a much more streamlined linear path. And so that's probably the best I got to say on that one. Is consistency always matters, and the pro account has that built into it. Pro account is an option. You could have gone live, or you could have gone to what we have, an express funded account. Those are two other options that you had. So to each its own on what path you want to go, but here very soon, that path will be much more streamlined and much more clear. And I'll leave that up to the announcement here coming soon.
Absolutely. Yeah. You have that option. I know a ton of people. I bet you there's a lot of people in the chat right now that have joined that Express account. I do think from a trading perspective, it's a great opportunity. So next time or whenever you get back through there, take a look at that option. And like Michael said, it's going to get a little bit simpler.
Yep. Very soon.
Awesome. Okay. Another theme, and this is a common theme, Michael, we hear this a lot. But I think it's always worth bringing up. Let's talk micros. A lot of people asking, will there be opportunity to trade more micros that are not equivalent to an E-mini when it comes to the trading combine?
That's another one we're working on, because we've heard that feedback quite a bit. Hey, 1 lot mini is 10 lot micros, but in the combine valuation, you don't allow that. Yeah, there's some technical things on our end that we're fixing. Micros, Topstep created the space as far as funding traders. We were like building our platform in a way before micros even existed here. So there's some updates we got to do, and we're doing them, and we're going to be having a good fix for that. I would say it's going to be here, well, before the middle of the year, for sure.
I think so. Yeah. When I'm excited about that. Next question we got. Maybe we can tease a little bit. I don't know. But will there be an account with a bigger drawdown?
Will there be an account with a bigger drawdown? It's on our discussion. It's now moving into a riff / collaboration where we discuss what that would look like. Is this new? Is this changing what we currently have? What does this do? What does this help traders do? There's some other, I would say, higher priority discussions that are about the downside and trailing versus static and things like that. So we're flushing those out. And when I say flush them out, we have a product team, and we discuss what is the best way, because our mission is to turn people who trade into better traders with healthier habits. And everything we do should align with that mission. So that's what we always look through that lens. So when we have these ideas or these requests, we put them through that lens, and then we say, all right, we like that one. It will drive that behavior that we need of creating better traders with healthier habits. Let's prioritize that one, and let's start building that out. So that's kind of the process that we follow. And again, we'll have more on that, because we just talked about all the new kind of things that we're going to be drum beating coming out. And one of those is high on the list.
Yes, it is. And I think it's important just to note, we hear all of this conversation, we hear all this feedback, we're talking about it constantly. And I mean, constantly. And it's a matter of prioritization. It's really, what can we do effectively and get it out there to everyone. So appreciate all these kind of questions coming in. The next one we got, any plans to reintroduce TradeStation as a platform?
No, not at this time.
Thank you. All right. So this one's interesting. And I think every trader has experienced this at some point in their trading career. There have been many times where I've entered a trade, and at that point, it feels like the market hunts my stop. Is that because the big whale traders know how to manipulate price to get traders in on the move and only take these new trades into big losses?
I used to think that as a new trade, not saying anything about you, but I used to think that as a new trader. Oh yeah. Nobody's coming for my little 1 lot. Nobody. So that we just flush that one out. That one's not even a part of the process. What is a part of the process is us as traders. We have to be better at our entries. And we have to know our risk reward. So when you say it comes right down your stop, touches it and goes, well, should your stop be a little bit bigger? wider, or should your entries be, or should you be a little bit more patient on your entries, because then it would have probably never hit your stop, and then would have hit your profit. So the goal is, traders, when we go back to the auto OCO, get in here with a 17 tick, got 90, bought 80s, selling 97s, stop at 70s. Well, it could come right down to my 70s and stop that out. But if I'm consistently using those same brackets, you're going to know if you have too tight of a stop and it consistently hits, and maybe a 12 tick stop would be better. You got to be consistent in your stats. Even if you're consistently wrong, just be consistent so you can know what you're doing, so then you can know to adjust your stop and your profit target. Because you're like, oh, it came right up, it was a tick away, and then it didn't hit my profit target and went all the way down and stopped me out. These are the lessons we need to learn. Auto OCOs are so damn important. Bracket orders, whatever you guys got to call them. Put them in, always stick to that. So then all you have to do as a trader is just focus on great entries. You always have those exits figured out. So that's why everybody has a story of touching your stop and then going right to where you were looking to hit your profit. So I feel for you 100%. I'm empathetic to all that type of trading, but us as traders, if that keeps happening to us, we gotta dissect. We gotta look under the hood of our trading and say, my stops aren't where they should be, and my profit targets need to be adjusted. That's a risk reward decision that you need to make. Going back to that coaching that I talked about, today was all about risk management. Got to be a great risk manager, which means you got to know where your risk is. Risk to reward 17 to 1.7 to 1 or whatever is mine. 2 to 1 is what we see a lot of great futures traders trading in. And then you just focus on great entries and start putting up a great win percentage, and you're a profitable trader. It's not like It's that easy, but it's like that's the tweaking you always got to be doing.
It's small changes. And there's a couple of things you can think about too, where you're placing that stop. Likelihood you're placing that stop in an area that sticks out and people are looking at. So putting that stop a little bit further away from there is going to help you withstand that activity. Looking at liquidity and working orders at those prices. You can see that in the dome. You can see, this is something I look for quite heavily in my own trading. I'm looking to see how many working orders, something like the NASDAQ, seeing more than, 2 digits on the working orders there tells me that something is heavy at that price. I need to look near there for something to happen. Maybe I'm looking for a bounce at that price. And maybe now we're going into the weeds here, but there's times where people are working phantom orders. And there's big wigs out there that are working size to see if it can attract the market towards them and then pulling them. So it's really, time in front of the screen, really watching these things is going to help you better understand some of that.
Yeah.
Okay. I like this question. This came in the chat, Michael. Who did you
see the chat? So anything,
okay, I got
firing. Let's do it.
Who did you study when you were learning?
Brett Steenbarger. Enhancing Trader Performance was a book I read. The Disciplined Trader was another one. Another one is, I still have all my notes right here. I took a trading site right here. Still have it, and I have my journals in my safe at home. Other journals right here. So when you say studied, I studied basically, here's my trading cards. I studied my behavior a lot. I did a lot of trading psychology courses. I read trading psychology books. I didn't care. Technicals is technicals. My buddy calls them traders astrology, astrology, where you just come up, oh, this is going to be, but it's trading psychology was my biggest hurdle. Managing your emotions, controlling your behaviors, knowing when to call it, having a loss limit, building consistency. Even if you're consistently wrong, you need that consistently wrong has information in it that tells you maybe you should be adjusting this, or maybe you should be shutting down here. Diluting the power of things like FOMO and things like that. All this is like what I learned after I lost 3 $30,000 trading accounts. When I went and traded in my early 20s, 30 grand live account, blew out of that. Did another 30 grand, blew out of that. Did another 30 grand, blew out of that. This is over the course of like 3 years. I didn't have a rich uncle. I had a vending company in Nebraska. I had quite a few accounts. So I took all that money and lost in the markets. Then I went to Chicago and I learned on the simulator, the importance of a simulator, and they showed the prop firm I could trade. So I'd say my greatest learning lessons were just getting so deep into understanding myself and trading psychology, psyche as well. and being around other traders, just like Danny and I are talking right now. Go to Discord, talk to traders, be a fly on the wall, see how traders talk to other traders. This is just no different if you're watching the Masters, which is coming up. You're gonna see how golfers talk to other golfers, and they have lingo and all that kind of stuff. So Topstep tries to put all that together, a one-stop shop, so you can develop and learn and earn and take payouts, all without risking your own money. So I didn't have that in the beginning. So long, that's my long answer, but it's a combination of all that.
Yeah, I think talking to traders is one of the best things you can do. Obviously, there's some great content out there around the world about trading, and finding what fits for you is really important, but also just that communication, learning from peers. That was always my big thing. I was fortunate to have some great mentors in the space growing up in it since the day I was born. But finding those people that you can talk to and just share that, mutual appreciation for this.
Yeah. And really quickly, be very careful on what community you hang out with. If you're in a gambling type of community, if you're in a community that just hits home runs and has as many accounts as you could possibly, I'm going to copy this. You got to be with traders. You got to be with a community that they actually care about getting better, and they actually help each other get better, because this game is very difficult and it's very challenging to get better each and every day as a trader. And if you don't have a support system, if you don't have free coaching, if you don't have a coach, if you don't have somebody that can help you learn from your own, that sees things that you don't, all this kind of stuff, that's called the great trading community. If it's just somebody that's trying to double down, triple down, and everybody's cheering them on, YOLOing, I mean, go take that nickel slot trading somewhere else.
I couldn't agree more. This is not about gambling, but that was something like my friends growing up, my dad being a professional trader, they would ask him, isn't your job kind of like gambling? And his response always was, no, this is thought process, managed, controlled. Everything that I do has a reason and justification behind it, with controls in place, so that I am not in a gambling frame of mind. He spent 30 years training how to do this. So as we kind of skip,
short career for the gamblers for sure.
As we kind of get towards the end of here, I got a couple more questions I want to run through before we got to sign out. I like this one. What are some go-to must-have trading tools for you, Michael, other than Hogue? I don't often use Dome, but I'm trading on TradingView now. But what are some go-to tools?
Charts, Dome. I like to keep my charts naked, so to speak, not just simple, keep it super simple. KISS. I mean, you got to have a feedback. I mean, you got to have feedback. If as you're trading, you got to have feedback. So that's a tool. Whether that's tool is stream of consciousness, goes into your journal, and you can review your journal. That's a tool. Whether the resource is stepping away each and every day at a certain time, because that you don't trade well on say Friday afternoons, because you're already thinking, you find your little things, and that becomes your tool, aka your edge. But as far as trading platforms, TradingView is great. Anything that really you're comfortable with, then stick with that, because it's the work is really everything outside of the trading execution platform that you use, is the work on yourself and understanding the markets and finding a strategy that fits with your style, and that also changes during that adapts when the markets change their state, so to speak. To find your edge, the tool to find your edge is one of those or all of those. But as far as trading platform, whatever one you're comfortable with, that's just an execution platform.
Yep. Yeah. And everything's about indicators. I know there's been a couple of questions actually that were submitted about indicators. There's tons of them out there. Some platforms have that are proprietary to that specific platform, but don't overwhelm it. If you can't figure out which line is the market and which one is an indicator, you probably have too much going on. Simplifying things, find ones that you're comfortable with, that you seem to read the tape, as they call it, very well. So, I got two more I want to touch on, Michael. First one, and I think this one trader needed a little clarity, which we touched on a little bit, but I've been in the program, and it feels like no one's ever reached out to ask how it's going or what I'm struggling with. So just a full circle here. There are so many places at Topstep that you can reach out for help. And I know we reach out with emails and
yeah, really quickly on that, reaching out, us proactively reaching out. Sometimes we've had traders be like, this is distracting, I don't need this. I'll reach out to you when I need it. Now, free coaching, there's an option. Asking the questions here in chat for this live Q&A. For every day that we do our morning broadcast, to prep and prepare, you can ask questions. Emailing support and just saying, I am struggling, I need some help. You will have a coach reach out to you. When you get funded, there's an email saying, hi, I'm your coach. Here's my contact number. Call me anytime. We're traders. You have to go to where you can get the help. It's hard for that help to completely come to you unless you are raising your hand saying, I need help. And here at Topstep, if you're saying that I need help, we can help you. We can slow you down. We can help you see things. We can shut you off for a while and then just say, hey, you need to come back when you're ready. We're going to do everything to help put you in a position that you can be growing and becoming a better trader with healthier habits and not going the spiral downhill or spinning your wheels as you're trying to move yourself forward.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks for that. I think, trading, everyone is trading differently, right? What struggling is, no one knows. Everyone, a little struggle is slightly different. So reach out. We have so many people here that are willing to help. I can't stress it enough. Like, that's a common theme for anyone at Topstep. The question number one, do you like helping people? If you do, okay, we can go to question number two. So make sure you reach out and ask for help. All right, Michael, the last one here. And I think this is a great question because we can talk about that risk management you talked about, but there've been a number of questions about, will it be possible to withdraw more or get paid out more than 50% of our remaining balance? I'd love to talk about that. I think that's a great question. And I think we can help answer that.
Yeah, I'll jump into that one. We talked about risk management today in the coach's office hours. And with risk management, great risk management means you're becoming a great trader. You also got to be good at account management. Well, what's account management? Well, if you're up 20 grand and you take out 18 of it, you better make sure that that there's a comfortable, I'm just saying, in your personal account, you better know that you can weather a cold streak that's not going to disable your account from trading anymore. And then you got to redeposit money back in the account. We have to think like that as traders. And I always thought, and everybody who traded around me always thought, you got to manage your account in a way you leave enough cushion that if you have a cold streak coming right after your payout, then your account can handle it. You never want to redeposit money back into the account. This is on your personal brokerage side of things. And here at Topstep, we never want you to blow out of an account when you're funded. We want you to keep that capital in there so you have the confidence that you can weather this, turn it around, and get back to that hot streak that you were on because you took a payout prior. That's why we're really trying to help you not take more out of your account that leaves you only blowing up that account to go back and get reevaluated. We're not in the business of setting people back into the reevaluation. We're in the business of helping people become better traders with healthier habits. And when you get funded, we want you to stay funded and we want you to take consistent payouts. That's always been the mission I've had since creating this entire industry, is helping traders get themselves in a better position. And part of that, a big piece of that is risk management. And another piece of that is account management, and that's paying yourself, because you're going to start paying yourself because this is going to turn into a great career once you have become a great risk manager.
Absolutely. It's about growth of your account. Not a single professional trader out there takes out 50% of their balance ever. I remember at times being told by our team saying you got to take more than 5 and 10% out. So you got to take a little bigger than that. Continue to grow these accounts. And we don't want you cycling back. We don't want you feeling like you're putting yourself in a difficult spot. Obviously, as you grow these accounts, reach out to the risk management. There's always things that they're willing to work with. Yep.
Yeah. And in the end, we are trying to, these things that we put in here, whether the payout policy, we're trying to help traders move themselves forward. And if you look, always question any other funding opportunity, anything out there. If it's not helping you become a better trader, you should not be with them. And then you should always ask why. So we're always going to answer the why. Why do you have this policy, this payout policy? Or why do you have this rule? So that's why we do it. And we wake up every morning to help traders become better traders with healthier habits. And to do this, you're going to have some things in here that are like, well, I don't really like it. Well, like when you're trying to become healthier, trying to become a professional, whatever, there's going to be things that you don't like. But in the end, if you just stick with it and you understand why it exists, you can become a professional ball player, musician, trader, and all that kind of stuff. It's just understanding that there's elements to here that if you follow and get yourself in a better position, then that's the whole goal here. It's not about just, taking everything out or however. So to each your own on that. But the whole point of the story is this is what we're here to do. Everything here has been well thought out to help you become a better trader with healthier habits. As I mentioned earlier, when we roll out new releases or new announcements, which we'll be making as the year goes on, those are all helping you become a better trader.
Awesome. Thanks for touching on that, Michael. One last thing before I give a shout out to everyone in the chat. Ryan wants to know when was the last time you visited Iowa State's campus?
Ooh, that's a while.
He's an alum.
I
saw this one. I thought it'd be a fun question. And
go Cyclones. Yeah, no, it's been a while. I mean, I'm 43, so I haven't been back since I was like 22. So yeah, 21 years. Yeah.
Well, there we go. There's your answer, Ryan. I want to give a shout out to Mick Geronimo, Nick Dolby, and John Doherty, hanging out in the chat, answering all those questions. Shout out to Holden, who is always the guy producing these for us, and everyone else that helped out. Michael, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Danny.
A pleasure as always. And make sure everybody, you go tune into Discord for Coach's Hour on March 23rd with Michael. He'll be in there. And all of our other content and all of our other locations to chat with traders. I think that's the theme here. Find traders to talk to, find traders to work with in a safe space that you feel comfortable, and continue to trade well.
Yeah. So as I always say, trade smart and always trade for tomorrow. Thanks, Danny, for hosting this. Really appreciate everybody having me on.